I want to talk to you guys today about the Russell and IWMY, and then we're going to look at the other stocks. Something is really interesting going on with the Russell, and I want to show you guys. This is Mike, the tactical stock scalper. So first thing we're going to do is zoom out. And as you see, we've had this level around the 2000 level on the Russell, which has been proven to be resistance, but now we have crossed that. And it's looking like, let me draw this trend line here for you. I want to say thanks to Kamir for helping me with these videos and letting me know I need to draw these trend lines so people can see what we're looking at here. So you see I just put this line up here. It's looking like we're trying to form this mini channel in this area before we go up to the bigger channel. So you see the trend line I just drew. So if we come over here to this week's action, let me pull out just a hair here. Okay. It's looking like we are now forming this mid-level channel, okay? And so buying around these levels, for me, this is not financial advice. This is just my journey and what I see. For me, makes a lot of sense to start buying IWMY here as much as I really can within reason, because I think, to me, that we are trying to form this mid-level channel here. And then we're going to go up to this upper level channel. Now, in saying that, now just the way the market works, of course, I'm going to make this video and the Russell will tank and it'll form, go back to this lower channel here. But to my eyes, it looks like we're trying to form this mid-level channel, and then we're going to head up to this bigger channel up here. Let me draw a trend line for you just so you can see what I'm talking about. So thanks again, Kamir. This is a big help, and I hope it's a help for people. So I just drew that trend line up there. So I think we're going to form this middle level channel. So there may be some dips a little bit below 2000, just like it did during this channel here. But I think that's what we're forming. And then it looks like small caps may rocket up this year and go up to that top channel. Pretty much everything's really good above 2000. Below 2000, we need to keep an eye on it to make sure it's not going to go back to that other level. Let's look at IWMY. Okay, we're going to pull out a daily chart on this. Let's see if we can get any kind of good information. IWMY, look how low the dividend drops took it there. This dividend drop did not take it nearly as far, just right at $20. And you know, if you own these kind of stocks, when you stay in a range like this is absolutely gorgeous to me. Even if the dividends drop, it's irrelevant to me because they are keeping the share price intact, which is so important. And I'm keeping my overall capital green in the account, which is fantastic. Let's look at NDX. Okay, NDX has made an all-time high for this year, but not only that, it has made an all-time high, period. As you see here was the last peak, as you see there in 2021, 2022, and now we're forming a new peak. It's looking like it's trying to form a double top like I talked about last week. The market takes its time in doing what it's doing. You can't predict or time the market. You can just use your analysis and best guess to determine what the future may be. I've been calling for a pullback for about 2 months and it hasn't happened. And the reason for that is because the market can stay overbought much longer than it can stay oversold. And I'm going to show you an example of this. As you see, we went to this period way back then in early 2023 and late 2022, where we went to the 200 period moving average on a weekly time frame. So that's like a danger zone. Like once you cross the 200 period moving average on a weekly time frame and stay below it, that means bad things are going to happen. Well, it didn't stay there long, as you see. It's stayed there for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months, and then it just ripped up from there. And now, as you see here, we're well overbought and continue to move up. And that's because when it's oversold, people start going in, piling in, and buying. When it's overbought, spot, people sell a little bit, they buy a little bit, and it kind of maintains the price. Let's look at QQQY, and what a beautiful girl she is right now. And now we're starting to get some more information on QQQY, so we can actually work a daily chart now, which is great. So the last few dividend drops, as you see, particularly the last two, put them both under 1750. As you see with the last dividend drop, because it wasn't nearly as much on the dividends, it stayed above 1750. And for me and my plan, this is great. I know the dividend was less. For me, that's fine. That's okay. It shows me that they are trying to keep the NAV price in check. Maybe these guys learned something from Tesla and OARC. I don't know. You'll have to watch Retire on Dividend videos for all that stuff. But it looks to me like they're trying to protect the NAV, and this is great. So I will be buying more QQQY and IWMY because they're trying to protect the fund and trying to protect my money, and I love them for that. Let's go to SPX. If you've watched this long, I would greatly appreciate it if you caress the like button and maybe sub the channel. It really helps out, and I'd really appreciate you if you did it. So we're going to look at the daily time frame here. Again, this is on SPX. We haven't really even got to the moving averages since we've ripped off, right? We've had this little touch and hold way back then, and then ever since then, she's rocketed off. We had a pullback a few days ago, which is really nice on SPX, and hopefully JEPI people were able to purchase some there. Let's look at SPX on a weekly time frame. SPX, unlike NASDAQ, has not created a new high, but it's very, very close to doing so. So will it follow the NASDAQ and create a new high as well? We'll have to see what happens. Here's another example of how being overbought doesn't last as long as being, or oversold doesn't last as long as being overbought. Look here, we got to the 200 period moving average on the weekly time frame on SPX way back then, sold right away and went right up from there. Here we are in overbought conditions, and it doesn't matter. We continue to stay in overbought conditions, and the market continues to rise. Lots of euphoria in the market, lots of greed, a lot of signs pointing that we will get a pullback eventually. Like I said before, the market takes its sweet time in doing what it does. I understand that. I still have long puts on SPY, on the SPX, so I'm just taking my time and waiting for an eventual pullback, which will happen. But you just got to be patient and let the market do its thing. I really hope you enjoy the content, guys. This is Mike, Tactical Stock Scalper, out.